The Technician class is easily one of the most awkward playable character I've ever seen in a Roblox asymmetrical game. The in-game description calls it a field specialist, and that immediately raises a question. What does a field specialist even do in an asymmetrical game? In my personal opinion, a field specialist is basically the team's fixer. They don't always heal or buff directly, but they make everyone's life easier, revealing information, opening paths, speeding up objectives, slowing down killers, things like that. But what the technician actually does is deploy a barely usable trap that slows animatronics and phase through objects. Not walls, just objects. In fact, we already have a class that actually fits the field specialist role, and it's the security guard. They can reveal objectives, track the animatronics, and even slow them down with a taser. Meanwhile, the technician is just there. So, in this video, I'll be talking about how I will rework the technician class, because right now it's seriously underwhelming and it's sitting on a ton of potentially cool mechanics that could be pulled from FNAF Security Breach ruins. So, how will I rework the class? Simple. We turn it into a class that interacts with the doors mechanic. The technician is clearly a reference to Cassie from FNAF Security Breach, so the goal of this rework is to lean into that idea and make the technician actually feel or closely resemble its source material. For the Vanny mask, we'll keep the ability to phase through objects and the slowdown afterward, but with a few important changes. While wearing the mask, you can now instantly phase through wireframe objects, making the ability feel much smoother and less awkward to use, especially during the chases or tight situations. In return, the slowdown effect of their phasing is stronger, so you still have to think carefully about when to use it instead of just spamming it. On top of that, while the mask is active, you can now see the locations of special conduits near doors, a reference to the door conduits Cassie interacts with in FNAF Security Breach ruin. This adds a layer of awareness and planning, letting you identify key areas set up before things get chaotic and coordinate better with your team. These conduits will play a crucial role in next ability. I always find it weird that the technician never got the fast wrench, especially since Cassie literally uses it in FNAF Security Breach ruin. So, let's fix that. The technician now carries a fast wrench that can interact with conduits near doors across the map. When you approach a conduit, you can hold the interact button to charge it. Once activated, the nearby door frame becomes glitch. Any animatronics that passes through a glitch door frame is briefly dazed and slowed for about 5 seconds. The slowdown is a 10% movement speed reduction. However, the effect only works once per activation. You can have up to 2 active at a time, and you can place one near another glitch door. To keep things balanced, charging a conduit takes around 5 seconds, so you can just throw it down instantly like a barricade. Also, once a door is glitched, it cannot be barricaded. The glitch lasts for 25 seconds, but its effectiveness decreases over time. At 100%, it applies a 5-second debuff. Below 75%, it lasts 4 seconds. Below 50%, it lasts 3.5 seconds. Below 24%, it lasts 1.5 seconds. And at 0%, it disappears completely. Additionally, animatronics can disable a glitch door by performing a 1-second animation to hit the conduit. The more technicians there are in a match, the faster the charge drains, up to a cap of 20%. This prevents Survivor from stacking defenses and stalling the game too hard for the animatronics. Yeah, it's not exactly lore accurate, but it's a lot fairer than letting players lock down doors for free without having to stay and barricade them. Personally, I'd remove this ability entirely since the fast wrench is more engaging and fits the rework much better, but if I had to keep it, I'd turn it into an illusion trap. Instead of current form, Static March will create fake servers that only animatronics can see and hear about 5 seconds when they enter its range and triggers it. These illusions won't move around like real players, mimicking panic and escape behavior to sell the deception. If an animatronic attacks one, it instantly disappears, no stun, no penalty, just wasted time and confusion. The whole point isn't to punish, but instead to mislead and buy your team a few extra seconds. So, in the end, this rework gives the technician a clear and meaningful role. By focusing on traps, map control, and environmental interaction, the class finally feels like a true field specialist instead of a confusing mix of abilities. It may not be perfectly balanced right away, but the foundation is much stronger with a few tweaks. This version of Technician could be both fun to play and genuinely valuable to the team, something the current version struggles to achieve. So, yeah, that is my take on Technician Rework. Thank you all for watching, like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you all on my next video. Goodbye!